Welcome, Sigmas. Let's uncover a truth that most will never grasp. A Sigma male who spends his time alone has discovered a rare treasure: freedom. Not just freedom from people, but from the need for them, from seeking their approval, from the weight of their expectations, and from the hollow routines that society worships. While the world seeks meaning in noise and crowds, the Sigma male turns inward, cultivating clarity, resilience, and an unwavering sense of purpose. His solitude isn't an escape, it's an exploration. He questions the rules others take for granted. He faces the uncomfortable truths most run from. He lives on his own terms, not seeking applause or validation. This fierce independence makes him almost impossible to sway and a challenge for anyone to manipulate. Those around him can feel it, an unspoken power that commands respect, not because he demands it, but because he embodies it. So to all the Sigma males listening, understand this: your solitude isn't your weakness, it's your greatest weapon. The more you embrace it, the more formidable you become. Your independence is your edge, a quiet strength that many admire but few dare to possess. Let them see it as dangerous if they must, because the truth is, what they see in you is what they secretly yearn for in themselves. That's the mark of a man who's truly free. So stick with me until the end. We're going deeper into the mind of a Sigma. Let's begin. Point 1. The power of solitude. Sigmas, let's start with the bedrock of this dangerous power, solitude. 1. Solitude isn't loneliness, it's a weapon. A lot of people think being alone is a curse. Oh, he's a loner, he must be sad, right? Wrong. The Sigma male sees solitude as his sanctuary, his personal forge where he hones his mind, refines his purpose, and sharpens his focus. Unlike the common belief that solitude equals isolation, studies show that alone time can actually boost creativity, focus, and mental well-being. A 2017 study in the journal found that individuals who embrace solitude often have stronger problem-solving skills and greater self-awareness. Being alone allows him to listen to his own thoughts, not the noise of the world. He doesn't need to please anyone or fit into the mainstream mold. His alone time is where he grows stronger, more resilient, and more dangerous. 1. The art of deep reflection. When the world is busy chattering, the Sigma is busy listening. Listening to what? To himself. He's not distracted by gossip or the constant noise of opinions. Instead, he's reflecting, analyzing, and plotting his next move like a chess master. This practice is backed by psychology. Deep reflection activates the brain's default mode network, the same network engaged during creative thinking and strategic planning. This means that while others are caught in the endless scroll of social media, the Sigma is creating a mental map of where he wants to go. This deep reflection leads to clarity of purpose, and clarity, Sigmas, is a lethal advantage. 1. Building inner resilience. Solitude breeds a certain kind of resilience that's rare today. Without relying on external validation, the Sigma learns to be his own fortress. He's his own biggest cheerleader and his own harshest critic. Neuroscience research confirms that regular periods of solitude can strengthen emotional regulation and reduce stress. This inner strength is what makes the Sigma unshakable. He's not dangerous because he's aggressive. He's dangerous because he's unyielding. Every quiet moment he spends alone is another layer of mental armor, another brick in the wall of his self-sufficiency. When challenges come, he doesn't buckle. He adapts, recalibrates, and keeps moving forward, undeterred by the opinions of the world. So remember this: solitude isn't a punishment. It's the ultimate training ground for the Sigma male. It's where he becomes the master of his own destiny. Point 2, the mystique of the lone wolf. Sigmas, let's be honest, there's something undeniably magnetic about the lone wolf, the guy who doesn't need the crowd. Let's break down why that mystique is so powerful, and yes, so dangerous. First up, the mysterious aura. You know what's more unsettling than an obvious threat? The unknown. When a Sigma chooses solitude, it isn't a sign of weakness. It's an enigmatic force. In psychological terms, humans are hardwired to be intrigued by what they can't fully see or understand. This is called the curiosity gap, and it pulls people in. The Sigma's silence speaks volumes, but it's never easy to decode. That alone triggers fascination and sometimes fear. Second, mastering the art of observation. While the masses are lost in a swirl of social interactions, the Sigma quietly watches from the sidelines. He's not just drifting, he's gathering data, processing it like a high-speed computer. Research in cognitive psychology shows that people who observe first and act later often have a strategic advantage. Think of the Sigma as a panther in the jungle. He watches the herd, tracks the patterns, and only moves when it matters. This strategic patience is why Sigmas can slip through life's chaos with laser-sharp precision. Third, emotional independence. This isn't about being cold or distant, it's about being self-contained. Studies have shown that people with high levels of emotional intelligence can regulate their emotions and resist external pressures. Sigmas embody this trait effortlessly. They don't rely on constant validation or approval from others. That's why social games and manipulation tactics just bounce right off them. People can't sway someone who doesn't crave their applause. And here's why this independence is so dangerous in the eyes of the social world. It's untouchable. The Sigma isn't driven by fear of rejection or the need to fit in. He's driven by his own compass. This unshakable core makes others feel both curious and threatened because it can't be tamed or predicted, so Sigmas. Remember, this power isn't about pushing people away. It's about owning who you are, trusting your own instincts, and seeing the world with clear, unwavering eyes. The lone wolf doesn't just survive, he thrives. Point 3. Why does he choose to be alone? Now, you might be wondering, why does he choose to be alone in the first place? Let's unpack this choice. He's selective with his energy, Sigmas. Understand that energy is currency, precious and limited. They're aware that investing it in shallow interactions or aimless chatter is like pouring money into a bottomless pit. Instead, they choose solitude as a means to recharge, refocus, and recalibrate. Research in psychology highlights the importance of solitude in fostering creativity and self-awareness. By retreating from the noise of constant socializing, Sigmas create space for their minds to wander, for ideas to blossom, and for genuine connections to thrive when they do engage with others. Quality over quantity. The Sigma male isn't interested in amassing a large social circle for the sake of it. Instead of chasing after endless small talk, he prioritizes meaningful conversations and authentic bonds. Studies on friendship networks have shown that deep, trust-based relationships are far more fulfilling and contribute significantly to well-being compared to numerous shallow connections. So he's not worried about having hundreds of friends. A few like-minded individuals who truly understand him are enough. This approach to relationships ensures his energy goes into connections that nourish his soul rather than drain it. He's building his empire. Every moment spent alone isn't about escaping the world. It's about building his own. Solitude gives him the clarity and focus needed to invest in his passions. Whether that's advancing his career, honing his fitness, exploring his spirituality, or mastering a craft. In fact, research has shown that alone time is often when people engage in the deepest forms of self-reflection and personal growth. While others might mistake this quiet for loneliness, he knows it's in these quiet hours that empires are built. These are the times when he sets goals, strategizes, and crafts the future he wants to live. Sigmas, remember this. Solitude isn't a retreat, it's a forge. In the stillness, you're sharpening your mind, strengthening your spirit, and laying the groundwork for something remarkable. When you step out of that solitude, you're not empty, you're powerful, intentional, and ready to make an impact. Point 4, the dangerous edge. Why it intimidates others. Here's where it gets spicy. Why does the Sigma's alone time make him so intimidating? Let's unpack this with some engaging insights and real-world examples. First, a Sigma male who's comfortable being alone can't be manipulated. In a world obsessed with social circles, likes, and validation, the man who stands content in solitude is a rare breed. Studies in psychology show that social exclusion can trigger real pain. Our brains light up the same way they do for physical pain when we feel left out. But the Sigma has already conquered that fear. He's self-contained, unafraid of being left out, and immune to the threats of abandonment that often control others. This makes him a fortress, unbreakable and self-reliant. Second, he's not desperate for approval. This detachment from external validation is a powerful trait. Researchers have found that people who base their self-esteem on external factors like popularity or relationships often feel more anxious and less authentic. The Sigma male, on the other hand, draws from his inner well of self-worth. He doesn't play by the rules of social games. That makes him unpredictable, and unpredictability is intimidating. He can't be boxed in, labeled, or used as a pawn in someone else's chess game. Like the Joker in a deck of cards, he's the wild card who can rewrite the rules. Finally, there's that silent confidence. Confidence isn't always about loud declarations or chest-beating bravado. True confidence, the kind that turns heads and makes others pause, is calm and grounded. Think about apex predators in the wild, like tigers. They move with quiet grace, and yet everyone knows they're a force to be reckoned with. That's the Sigma male's vibe. He doesn't need to roar. His presence alone sends a signal of strength and self-assuredness. People sense it and instinctively respect it, or fear it. So the next time you see a man who's perfectly fine in his own company, remember, he's not lonely, he's powerful. His alone time isn't a weakness, it's his greatest weapon. Point 5, humor break. Lighten the mood. All right, Sigmas, let's not get too serious here. Let's take a quick humor break. Picture this, you're at a coffee shop, minding your own business. There's a guy across the room slurping a pumpkin spice latte and scrolling aimlessly through social media. He sees you sitting alone with a book titled The Art of Thinking Clearly, or maybe Nietzsche's. You're sipping your black coffee like it's a rare vintage. He thinks, poor guy, must be so lonely. But here's the truth, Sigmas. Loneliness isn't really on your radar. In fact, solitude is your sanctuary. Did you know that, according to a study published in the Spending Time Alone in Quiet Environments actually boosts cognitive performance and creativity? It's like hitting the mental gym for your mind. While that guy is worried about your social life, you're probably making plans to launch a new startup, climb that mountain you've always wanted to conquer, or figure out how to live off the grid and write a best-selling book. Solitude isn't a punishment for you, it's a strategic retreat. Even history's greatest thinkers and creators, from Leonardo da Vinci to Nikola Tesla, cherished solitude as a source of innovation and self-mastery. And here's a fun fact. A 2020 study by the University of Buffalo found that people who prefer solitude, like you, Sigmas, often score higher on measures of self-reliance and personal growth. That's not isolation, that's evolution. It's like giving your soul a quiet space to grow. So let them think you're lonely. Let them misinterpret your silence as emptiness. You know the truth. You're not avoiding people, you're avoiding trivial conversations. You're not alone. You're in the company of your own brilliant thoughts. That's the Sigma way. And hey, while everyone else is tangled in endless chatter, you're forging a path that's uniquely yours. Keep going, Sigmas. The world will catch up eventually. Point 6. How this lifestyle boosts his power. Let's dive deeper into how spending time alone transforms the Sigma into a powerhouse, and why this solitude isn't just a retreat, it's a strategic advantage. 1. Enhanced focus. Imagine trying to study in a crowded cafe. Good luck. In solitude, the Sigma sheds all distractions. Research from the University of California shows that interruptions can cost up to 23 minutes of lost productivity. Alone, the Sigma can sink into deep work mode, a term coined by Cal Newport. This is the space where real progress happens. No external noise, no drama, just pure focus. It's like having an invisible force field around your goals. 2. Self-mastery. Solitude isn't just a luxury, it's a training ground. It's where the Sigma learns to control his thoughts, emotions, and actions. There's no one to blame or impress, just himself. Think of it like a mental gym. He's lifting weights of discipline and endurance. A Harvard study even found that people who spend time alone develop better emotional regulation. The Sigma learns to be the captain of his own ship, steering through life with intention. 3. Heightened creativity. Did you know that solitude has been linked to some of the most innovative breakthroughs in history? Albert Einstein used to wander off on long walks, letting his thoughts roam free. Studies published in the show that solitude enhances divergent thinking, the ability to generate many ideas. This is the Sigma's secret weapon. When alone, he's free from groupthink. He's not absorbing other people's opinions like a sponge. He's creating his own. 4. He becomes his own best friend. This is where the real transformation happens. In solitude, the Sigma becomes comfortable with himself. He's no longer seeking external validation. He realizes that true confidence doesn't come from the crowd. It comes from within. Psychologists call this self-acceptance, and it's a key factor in emotional resilience. The Sigma stops fearing rejection because he's already accepted himself. That's why he's emotionally bulletproof. In the end, solitude isn't isolation, it's liberation. The Sigma emerges not as a lonely wolf, but as a powerhouse of focus, discipline, and creativity. So if you see a Sigma taking a solo walk or working alone in a quiet corner, know that he's not retreating from the world. He's sharpening his mind, building his fortress, and preparing to unleash his full potential. Point 7. Applying this to your life. Sigmas, this isn't just about admiring the Sigma archetype, it's about becoming it. The Sigma male isn't just a personality type, he's a mindset, a lifestyle, a quiet force that shapes his own path regardless of societal expectations. Here's how you can embody that energy, step by step. One of the defining traits of a Sigma male is his comfort with solitude. This isn't about loneliness, it's about intentional aloneness. Carving out even 30 minutes a day to be alone with your thoughts can radically shift your perspective. Neuroscience shows that periods of solitude help your brain consolidate memories, boost creativity, and improve problem-solving skills. During this time, ask yourself powerful questions like, what am I working toward? Who am I becoming? These reflections are not just daydreams, they are your mental blueprint. By dedicating consistent time to self-reflection, you're setting the foundation for deliberate, purpose-driven growth. This sacred space becomes your personal laboratory where your goals take shape and your future self is designed. Being a Sigma male often means walking a path that others don't immediately understand. It's a solitary journey, and that can lead to feeling misunderstood or even judged. But here's the secret. That's exactly what separates you from the crowd. Psychologists suggest that individuals who break from social conformity often face resistance because they challenge the status quo. Instead of seeking validation, the Sigma male learns to embrace this disconnect. When others gossip or doubt, it's simply noise, background static to your mission. Your focus is building your empire, cultivating skills, and mastering your own life. Remember, many revolutionary figures in history were misunderstood in their time, yet their perseverance paved the way for greatness. So let others talk while you quietly build. Solitude isn't just for reflection, it's the perfect time for growth. Use your alone time to read books, listen to podcasts, learn new skills, or engage in deep thinking. Research confirms that continuous learning not only boosts intelligence, but also increases your brain's plasticity, the ability to adapt and grow. The Sigma male understands that knowledge is power, and every minute invested in intellectual growth is a step closer to mastery. This isn't about collecting trivia. It's about sharpening your mental edge to think critically, strategize effectively, and innovate. The mind of a Sigma is a fortress, always evolving and becoming stronger. By following these principles, finding your sacred space, embracing being misunderstood, and sharpening your mind, you start to live the Sigma way. It's a journey of self-mastery, resilience, and silent strength. Not everyone will see it, but that's the point. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. And more importantly, to stand tall on your own terms. Sigmas, here's the ultimate truth. The Sigma male who always spends time alone is powerful, not because he's violent or ruthless, but because he's completely self-possessed. He is his own kingdom, his own best friend, and his fiercest competitor. This independence is rooted in psychological strength. Studies show that spending time alone can boost creativity, emotional intelligence, and self-awareness, qualities that Sigmas naturally embody. Unlike others who seek validation from social groups, Sigma males thrive in solitude, using it to recharge and sharpen their minds. This self-reliance means when he enters a room, he doesn't just blend in. He commands attention without saying a word. His confidence is silent but undeniable. So next time someone asks, why are you always alone? Smile, because your solitude isn't loneliness, it's your superpower, the foundation of your strength and individuality. Sigmas, if this video sparked something in you, if you're ready to embrace the power of solitude and live life on your own terms, join this community by subscribing and liking this video. Stay true and stay Sigma.